This is how Canadians are buying houses for free in Canada. Well, almost. My name is Max Saxon and I'm your Calgary real estate agent. As you can see in our beautiful background here of the Calgary skyline, I want to introduce you and show you and talk more about the GST rebate we have in Canada, the one that's been here for a previous number of years and the one that is new for this year. So how exactly are Canadians buying houses for free in Canada? Well, I want to introduce you and talk about more the first time home buyers GST rebate program. What this is a GST rebate of 5% back on your purchase of a new construction home. Now, mind you, this does not apply if you do not have a Canadian citizenship or a permanent residency, you've owned a home and you're not a first-time home buyer, and you're buying a resale home. Further speaking about this, I want to show you how you can stack your GST HST rebate that we've had for previous few years and your first-time home buyer's GST rebate if you are that first-time home buyer. Now, with a GST rebate that we had previously had, that applies to many folks. You can get a portion back of your GST. Now, with the first-time home buyer's GST rebate, you actually get 100% back. Now, that comes with a clause. Up to $1 million, you get 100% back. From 1.25 million, you're getting about 50% back, and then stops at $1.5 million. So how can you get it for free is what you clicked on. Well, when you purchase a home with 5% down payment, you're able to purchase something up to $500,000. Anything over $500,000 requires a 10% or more down payment as a minimum. So if you're purchasing a property under $500,000, you're giving a 5% down payment, you're receiving a 5% GST rebate back. Now, this happens after the purchase. So technically, yes, you do need that money in your pocket and in your bank when you go and purchase that home. However, that does come back to you in 2 years after you purchase it. What I mean by 2 years, you have up to 2 years to apply for a GST rebate with the first-time home buyers program. Some critical timelines that do apply to the first-time home buyers program is when you purchase your home or when is your home being built. Now, with that said, you can also build your own home. With a home you are buying from a builder that is a new construction, you're able to get that GST back if that agreement was signed between March 20th, 2025 and 2031. Now, with the one being built, make sure it was built prior to 2031 and the financing period. And if you're planning on building a home, you have up until 2036. Up until 2036, construction needs to be substantially finished for you to qualify for that GST rebate. What are the eligibility rules for the application? Well, you need to be living in Canada for the last 4 years and not have owned a property in Canada in the last 4 years, consecutively living in one for over a year. It is a new construction home, not a resale property. It is either new built or it is built by yourself, so self-built. Either you're buying from a home builder or you're building yourself is what I mean. And another thing I want to mention is if you are purchasing this home with someone else, like your partner, or perhaps a co-signer or your parent, whoever it may be, they also need to be a first-time home buyer in order to qualify for the GST rebate for the first-time home buyer program. As mentioned before, there was an existing GST rebate program that qualifies all buyers, not just first-time home buyers like we've seen in 2026. Now, this program has been around for years, and this includes all the buyers that are purchasing a new build or renovating over 90% of the interior of their home. They're able to qualify for a GST rebate. Now, like I said prior, this is not 100%. This is a portion of the GST. Now, in order to qualify for this, same thing. You need to have all the receipts. You need to be showing that over 90% of it got completed. There's a certain amount of value that needs to be done per area that you're purchasing. Most common is $450,000. Another key legal point I want to mention is that it has to be your primary residence in order to actually qualify for this. So it cannot be an investment property. However, with that said, it can be a corporation that you're buying into to get that portion of the GST back into your own pocket. If you're curious about what kind of forms are needed to fill out in order to qualify for the GST rebate program, as all buyers are able to, one of the forms, the federal government form, is GST 190 when you purchase from a builder and a GST 191 when you build it yourself. Here are the forms right here. Now I'm speaking on the city of Calgary skyline. Now this is not a green screen. Look at it, I'm trying to punch it, but nothing's working. It's just a little bit, it's 5 kilometers away from me, by the way. So I want to let you know that in Alberta, one of the biggest positives when you're stacking the GST rebate programs is in Alberta, there is no land transfer tax. So home buyers are not being penalized for buying a home like you are in Ontario or BC or other provinces in Canada. So when you're going to be able to get your FHSA account, so savings account, where you're able to put up to $40,000 tax-free, you can take your RRSP out with up to 15 years of repaying that $60,000 or however much you took out of it. And you add on top of that 5% GST rebate back with a purchase, let's say for $500,000 in a home here, which you're able to actually get a nice starter home or a duplex or even a beautiful condo, all in Calgary for under that $500,000. You're able to stack these on top of each other and get as much value out of the incentives as possible, leaving you almost at a net zero cost into ownership from hard money out of your pocket. Thank you so much for watching the video. And if you're seriously interested to know how it works and how you can save that money and get that GST back in your pocket when you're purchasing either a new construction home or building a new home, whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're not, reach out to me. I am a Calgary specialist here in Calgary, Alberta. I work with RE/MAX, and my name is Max with RE/MAX, Max Saxon. Subscribe, comment down below. I'll answer all your questions. See you next time.